Assalamu alaikum. Today I am going to tell about a new story. My story name is A Lost Button. Toad and Frog went for a long walk. They walked across a large field. They walked in the woods. They walked along the river. At last they came to Toad's house. "Oh dear," said Toad. "I have lost one of the buttons on my jacket." "Don't worry," said Frog. "We will go back to all the places where we walked. We will find your button soon." They walked back to the large field. They began to look for the button in the tall grass. "Here is your button," cried Frog. "That is not my button," said Toad. "That button is black. My button was white." But Toad put the black button in his pocket. They went back to the woods and looked for the button. "Here is your button," said Frog. "That is not my button," cried Toad. "That button is small. My button was big." But he put the small button in his pocket. Now Frog and Toad went back to the river and looked for the button in the mud. "Here is your button," said Frog. "That is not my button," said Toad. "That button is thin. My button was thick." But Toad put the thin button in his pocket. Frog said, "We found a lot of buttons, but we could not find your button." They looked some more and then they went home. Toad was sad. Suddenly, he saw something there on the floor of his house. He saw his big, thick, white button. "Oh," said Toad, "it was here all the time." Now, Toad took all the buttons from his pocket. He took his needle and thread from the shelf. And then he sewed the buttons all over his jacket. The next day, Toad gave his jacket to his friend. Frog thought that it was beautiful. He put it on and jumped with joy. None of the buttons fell off. Toad had sewed them on very well. Bye bye everyone.